Hello YouTube, Nicholas3412 here, and I couldn't think of a better way to end a year than with a room tour. Since it has been about 4 years since I've last done it, there has been a lot that changed. Since then, all my old computers have been put up in storage. I'm not getting rid of them because I still want to keep them with me, but I needed space in my room for a larger bed and for my new computer machine, which I will talk about momentarily, that I've had since 2018 at this point. That is probably the largest change to my room. Probably the second would be this piano that I got for graduation present. So I'll start this tour by coming over to this side. Have a couple of my airplanes that were in my old room tour from I think 2015. I just kept some of the ones that I like the most. The rest of them are in storage with the computers. I have some water bottles. This odor remover owned by women. Interesting. Swat rabbit mug. It's got to represent where I work. Strangely swastika looking running man, but okay. Some bandanas. Coffee mug I used in high school. Stock photo that I never bothered taking out. Pile of stuff from who knows when. Unfolded towels and blankets. This probably hasn't changed since my last video. I haven't touched this room in ages. None of that stuff's been moved. Alright, so over to the piano. What makes this piano cool is that it has hundreds of sounds that you can choose. A touchscreen. You got your grand piano. Electric. Get some organs. Like the chapel organ, that's my favorite. That one's pretty cool. Got guitars even. It's so hard to play while looking through YouTube. But, you get the point. You got a bass. And this thing has some large subwoofer speakers, so it actually shakes picture frames when I play sometimes. That is actually part of the fun. Especially if I'm home alone, I don't have to worry. We got some strings. These are just, what strings sound like. Let's see what else. Okay, some brass. I usually don't play that. It's kind of annoying. Saxophone's pretty cool. I like the synth instruments a lot because they sound very 8-bit, especially this one. I think that's the Mac Crash sound from like the 80s. I just accidentally played it. It was pretty funny. Something like that. I got some miscellaneous ethnic. I think let's see if there's anything in here. Oh, well, there's banjo. I guess that's ethnic. I guess that would be kind of funny to play that song on a banjo. There's just some more things. Nothing really interesting. But yeah, it's a great way to unwind at the end of the day. Take a break from the computer. But yeah, I really love this. It's one of the best presents I've had. and I will definitely keep this for years to come. Yeah, it comes with a pedal, you know, sustain pedal. Let's go back to grand piano. Yeah, so yeah, that's it. And it's an off button, and I turn it off when I'm not using it, because it will actually light up the room at night if I have all the other lights off. So it's kind of interesting. All right, let's see, is there anything else besides the computer? Well, since this is on my bed right now, this is a USB hub that came from my monitor. Let's see, it's on the other side actually. Tilt this thing around without knocking it off the table. Yeah, so when I was opening up this monitor last week to readjust the focus, I had a very hard time trying to get this out, and because the wires were too short for me to be able to take it out and grab it. It was very limited space in there, so I ended up having to cut them. There's nothing else I can do. So now this is out, now I'll have to figure out how to solder it back or something like that in the future. But that's why that's there. So I had to kind of rearrange my cord mess from my computer. Now this came from inside the case, where the flyback transformer of the CRT monitor connects to the back of the tube up here. But, you know, I didn't really need it. I'm well aware of the electrical risks involved in that. Alright, well, I guess now for the big finale, the computer. I guess the main object of my room. Alright, so I have a 3-monitor setup. Don't ask me why I have this. I had it laying around. I figured there's no reason I shouldn't have it plugged in. I had extra room. So, you know, I thought it was funny. So I'll go ahead and start the computer up, and maybe I'll tell you a little bit about how I got this computer, which is custom built. Alright, so both my keyboard and mouse were originally my brother's. This was his original mouse that he used with his gaming computer that he made. It's 2013, so that's when he made it. This was also my brother's keyboard. He bought it with his computer. It was the second keyboard he had. The first one he had was just like the laptop keyboard. It wasn't an Apple one, but it was something else, because originally that was the kind of keyboard that we had with the Mac that we would both share it as a kid. But he eventually wanted one with all the other keys on it, so we got this. But he ended up, I think, barely using it before he got a fancy mechanical keyboard. So I took it because it was cool, and I think I used it in a couple of my videos before I made my computer. And that became my main keyboard because, I don't know, it's great. You know, I know it's an Apple keyboard, and some people think that's ridiculous that I would use it, but, you know, I like it. Especially since we use these at work as well, so I'm really good at typing on them. That one's just, I don't know, it's not even a mechanical keyboard. It's still a rubber dome or whatever it's called, so it's not even worth it. And that one's cheap as hell, so. I think that's about it. I might be able to open the case on this, show you the inside, which might be slightly dusty at this point. Get to see everything I was talking about. So that, I think it's 2 terabyte hard drive that I have. That's my secondary drive. I have a 120 gigabyte, or maybe it's 250. Solid state drive that's behind the motherboard. There was a space for it. And that's what I have my operating system on, and maybe 1 or 2 games that I play the most, because it really significantly increases the speed at which I can load them up. This is the 1080 Ti graphics card, which is half as big as my motherboard. It's insane. Those are the RAM sticks. I have 16 gigabytes Corsair brand. I don't remember if it's DDR or whatever, but it's whatever the current one is. Power supply. That's a Wi-Fi card, which ended up not really working as great as I anticipated. So I bought a 25-foot Ethernet cable, which runs all the way downstairs to the back of the router, because I did not stand those 10 megabit per second speeds, and now I get over 100, so I'm happy now. Don't have any lag problems anymore. Let's see, is there anything else? Yeah, that's the CPU fan for the i7, which was, I would have never been able to get it on by myself. Thermal paste and having to balance that processor on it while screwing them in. Luckily I had help in college when I did that. But yeah, that's the computer. It's wonderful. And it'll last for quite a long time, and I'll just slowly switch out the parts when they become obsolete. The case itself is nothing really impressive. It's what a couple of my friends recommended at the time. I didn't really care enough. Originally, I would have liked to maybe get an old computer case and retrofit some new parts in it, because I just like the old style. That'd be kind of cool. Kind of like a sleeper computer. I wouldn't expect it to be fast, but yeah, that's about it. I think there's one more thing that's interesting to show back here. Okay, so among that, I have some more USBs. Actually, still has a serial port, which is ridiculous. Unless that's VGA. Yeah, it probably is VGA, because I guess it has an onboard graphics card. That's DVI. Still has a serial port, or it's PS2, is that what it's called? For a keyboard and mouse, that still has that. Audio outlets that I'll never need. Down here is my graphics card. It has DVI, display port, and one HDMI right here. And the HDMI plugs into, let's see, one of my computers. Yeah, this is the VGA monitor the VGA output monitor. It's connected to a display port converter, which, if I believe correctly, has analog support in it, which preserves all the benefits of having an analog monitor. Display port for the other CRT monitor, and the HDMI is the LCD, because that one's not a performance monitor by any means. It's just for display, which I'll be replacing eventually. Yeah, these are the antenna for, I guess, the 2 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz or whatever. Yep, that's about it for that. This is gonna be a long video, so I think I'll go ahead and end it very soon. One last look around the room. Alright, and I have some ideas in the future for things I might like to do, so hopefully in 2020 I will be back and I will post a couple more videos. But I think that'll be it for now, so hope you guys all have a great day. See you next time.